Hey guys, Pop Squad, and we're back again. Andrew, Luke, and we got another talk for you guys.
Today we're going to be talking about some different distributions and release dates of Pops, just because, some people are always wondering, oh, when's this coming out, when's this coming out?
Yeah, and really, people are never sure, and that's part of the reason. Most of the reason is Funko isn't very organized with what they're doing.
Right. Even reveals and releases, everything seems so scattered and disorganized, especially when there's different exclusives and everything has a different outlet. They're all
you would
over
think
the place.
you would think that Funko, they post everything on their blog, but they're not doing that. Another website will post it, so let's say Hot Topic will show what the pop looks like, and then Funko blog will never post it. So okay, if I didn't check Hot Topic, I wouldn't know. Or
right, and I feel like you're just missing out on a market completely, especially if you only check Funko blog. You don't normally go to Hot Topic. You've never heard of Hot Topic, or another store like that.
Yeah,
you might never know about something you really want.
There's no central location to get information, and we've done that where we say, oh, did you see anything about this? No, I saw it from over here, but that's because someone else told me.
And I was going to say, and unlike us, people don't have hours and hours to spend on their computer looking at, Amazon and Hot Topic and Box Lunch and all these crazy sites, Yeah,
no, it's definitely hard. That's the first thing, really, the first, I guess, bad thing that we think that they can fix. Either make it so that people know, even if they don't post the main thing, they can link on their website, hey, check out Hot Topic. They just showed this thing, because no one knows what's going on.
Right.
And then on top of that, when they do reveal stuff, and we said this actually when some movies are coming out, they will reveal plot lines in the movies.
Right. Trailers try and show snippets of things that are going to happen in movies, but don't want to, give away everything.
Yeah, and then when they show these pops that are coming out, they'll see everyone, and then they'll show this one pop. It's like, wait.
Right, I know a big example was in Marvel's Civil War. They had the Giant Man pop, and that was never in the trailer. And people were like, "Oh, I guess he's going to be in the movie, and Ant-Man's going to turn into Giant Man." And that's a huge thing. People, especially comic fans, were clamoring for in the Ant-Man movie. Oh, I wonder if he's going to turn Giant Man. I wonder if they have all those different identities, and they gave away the big
because they said that right there, Giant Man. It's like, okay, we know it's coming. We just don't know when, but we know it's in the movie.
Right.
And that's another thing. It's how do you do that? Do we say, let's go and show this part, and they reveal it a couple weeks after the movie comes out that this pop's coming out, and hold it back from the initial release? So if they show a set amount of pops and don't show the one that maybe spoils something, because that could be something that would work for
It's
them.
tough though, because they also want to cash in on the movie being out, but you don't know when to release things or when to show things off.
But that's the thing too. They go and they show you a reveal, and it comes out in 6 months. It's like, what are we doing?
The hype's over.
Yeah, and they don't even, on top of that, they don't even have the release dates. The release dates are it's coming out in August. Do they come out in August?
Right.
With Overwatch. Oh, and it's coming out in April. End of April. What happened? They didn't come out in April.
Right. Or different distributors got them at different times.
Yeah.
GameStop might get it this week, but they only might get one of the set, or Hot Topic gets it here, this next week, but it's
California.
weird.
California's always the because Funko's out there. It seems to be that's the one that gets
on the
hit.
West Coast.
That's the one that gets hit, and then it's like, what do we do? What do we look for? Do we know when this is coming out? We have the month, but it's never. They can say this month, but they don't reveal it. And then another time they'll say, oh, it's coming out mid August. It's like, okay, well, they put something, they simplified it here, or they focused in on this part of the month, but then
I definitely think they need a set release date to tell distributors, oh, don't put this item out before this date. Video games have, it's called a street date, so it can only start being sold at that specific day. I think that would allow people to know when it's coming out, so they could get in line, or go to that store to be able to get it.
And it's not like they can't do it, because they have done it. They did it with Star Wars.
Right.
Well,
Star Wars Celebration Day, they were like, oh, each retailer must sell it on this day.
Yeah, but then they have everything else is set street date, and then what happens with Target?
Right. Target, bungles the whole Qui-Gon Jinn hollow
they
thing.
start changing their dates. We're releasing on this street date, but then they can't release on this street date, and then it's up to the managers on when to release it. It's why is that even an option?
Right.
Why did you even let them do that? Which that Qui-Gon was really, that's the first time when people that was like the outrage. No one complained about GameStop. GameStop only got 2, where Targets were getting 6 at each store. GameStop only got 2, but no one complained about GameStop.
Right.
GameStop said they were only getting 2.
Yeah.
And no one had a problem with it. Which is, you would think, oh, you're only getting 2. What's the problem with you? People would be complaining, but that's not it either.
That's kind of another thing with distribution. You don't know what stocks are going to come into different stores.
Mhm.
Like, some stores might get 1 of the items. Some stores might get like 6 of the items.
Yeah.
It's
No,
just
yeah,
tough to
and
gauge.
it depends on. The first thing depends on how many stores are. There might be more GameStops than there is Targets, because Target's just a bigger store.
Right.
But then they go and they put more in each Target, so they make up for it like that. But still, it's like the Disney Pops. No one's ever clamoring to say, I can't find this Disney Pop.
Right.
There's plenty of those. But then you get, oh, they're not sure about how these pops like. Some of the Marvel ones, like this, I mean, you can even see with this Carnage one, Hot Topic only got a few of those, and then immediately it was gone. It's like, wait, what? What? How did this happen? When they get other Hot Topic exclusives like the May, and there was plenty of those. It's very weird.
It's true. The exclusives are always a little weird, though,
Yeah.
depending on what
It's
store gets
like
them
not
in the store.
set,
Yeah.
which is, I don't know if it's really an issue because it is exclusive, but I don't know how they determine, oh, let's release this many of this pop, but then when another pop comes out, oh yeah, push them all out, as many as we can.
Right.
And it's annoying. It's annoying on how they're doing that. And then,
But I feel like if they said, oh, each Hot Topic's only getting 5,
yeah,
the flippers would just come out and,
I agree.
like,
I
I'm
agree
buying
with
all
you.
5 and
But-
then
but
sell them on eBay for $1 million.
How do they determine how many is a good amount?
Right.
Because you know that people are buying Marvel. You know that everyone's going to be going there. You know people are buying Star Wars. Even with the going back to that Star Wars, Hot Topic got a bunch of the Han Solos and the Choppers, and they had a bunch of them. And they didn't sell for a couple weeks, but then they ended up selling out.
Yeah.
But they did plenty of those, and they still sold out. But of course, Star Wars is a huge market.
I think Funko also wants to make sure some things are limited to make sure they are more popular or whatnot. But
yeah. Well, I mean,
it's an odd choice to say, oh, well, we're going to make 1 million Han Solo pops, but only like 100 Qui-Gon Jinn pops or something like that.
Yeah,
it's an odd choice.
And then, I don't know how they determine who's going to get them, too. Because whenever people see certain places, like GameStop's getting this, okay, GameStop's going to have it. Walmart's getting this, no, we're not going to find it for a couple weeks.
Right. I feel like depending on the outlet,
Yeah.
store, like it's weird that Walgreens, being like mostly known as a drugstore, gets pop exclusives.
And they get a good amount of them, too.
Right.
And that's...
I mean, not trying to bash on Walgreens, but
Well,
it's an odd choice.
How do
I
you
feel like.
think they determine who's going to get stuff? How do you think they determine who's going to get what pop? Do you think they all put in a bid for a specific one, or do you think they actually are they're saying, okay, you get this, you get this, you get this, because they're our big distributors?
Right.
That could also be Funko. Funko in general has been growing, pretty good for the past.
Yeah, exponentially.
Yeah, exponentially. But now is a time where it's like we're at the point where stuff should be much more organized on how they're doing that.
Right. It started off as a small time.
Yeah, so it's like,
operation,
of course, there's going to be only a few people doing it, but so many people now collect it. Maybe now's the time for them to step in and say, okay, let's start doing something and fix it.
Yeah. So that's just suggestions and stuff we were thinking about with pops, because we are collectors and we know other people are out there collecting, probably having the same problems. So
if you guys even think maybe we didn't cover something in here, because we know distribution, covers so many aspects of it. If you think that there's something that we could add, or that something is
that you've been thinking of,
that
also.
you've been thinking of, and you wish like if they just did this, maybe it could be better. Just put that in the bottom, and we'll try and get back to that question. Either we'll respond to you, or we'll put it in another video, because at the end of the day, we're all collecting these because we enjoy it. So we think it should be good that people can actually get their hands on stuff.
Roll credits.